that probably rushing multiple places and just being able to kind of read a room, and like know, and it's difficult, but like know kind of like when to insert yourself into a conversation. Like you could picture it. You got a group of dudes all talking, and then someone makes a joke, and they walk in just laughing louder than everybody else, and they're like, "Cool, now I'm here. I'm part of this conversation now." But like what I try to tell everyone is like just be yourself. Don't try to act a certain way to fit in. Don't say things or just ask questions to ask a question to hear yourself talk. Even if you, like, you know the answer, but you just want to sound like the smartest dude in the room, that can definitely rub some people the wrong way. So like just being yourself, in the biggest part of it too is you're interviewing us as much as we want to interview you. And that's kind of how it is on the UTA weekend. So like ask questions about, if you're not from the area, but ask questions like, what do you guys do for fun on the weekends? What's the squadron culture like? How close are you guys? Ski, mountain bike, what hobbies do you guys have? Because you also want to make sure as you're rushing that you're going to fit in with that unit. And it's more than just trying to get to know that person, but it's like you have to actually do some due diligence on your side and ask those questions to see if you fit in, if the vibes are right between both parties, so to speak. So
that's right.
Yeah, it's so hard. I mean, just thinking about it, there's no way I would ever have gotten picked up through a reserve board. So maybe also there's some, like, my advice to myself would be like, go active duty, like figure out a different way of doing this probably.
Oh yeah.
But I do respect the people who are doing this. And I have a couple kids who are now graduated high school. So and one of them wants to be a fighter pilot and he wants to go active duty. So that's like, whatever. I'm like, you should go to the reserves, but he's like, nah, I don't want to do it the way you did it, which is understandable. But if I were to like try to help him, there are things that would definitely help. I mean, Conan obviously knows like the baseline, even just to get your application looked at, there's certain things you gotta, have done. But for him, like my advice is like, just go enlist. And that's not everybody needs to do that, but there's so much that we learn like over, like to be in the snakes as a fighter pilot. Now, like we've gone through so many wickets for like, the past 12 years that have formed us into a core group of people who mostly have some sort of shared foundation of how we see the world. And a lot of that comes from the military part. So with my kids, I'm like go enlist, see how it kind of works, see how, you can fit in, get your face in the unit. So one of the guys that we did hire, right, his resume for a lot of stuff probably wasn't as good as a lot of the other guys. But one of the things that was so strong for his is like, he had been with us on deployments and TDYs. Like he was there in the vault, like making stuff happen. He had the attitude that is required to like be a part of this team, and so we could see that. So I don't know, finding ways to do that, I think is, that's critical. But even then, like a lot of the guys who had been enlisted before, didn't get picked up. So it's hard, I guess is my point. Like, so keep trying, but I would be open to other avenues too.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's helped. We were trying to do this.
That was the kind of what I noticed was the actual diversity that we had come through the squadron was ridiculous, like as far as just backgrounds and everything like that. And then as far as the other tip that I have, and maybe we'll tell the story of me effectively crushing everyone's dreams in the bar the one day, but like
yes,
the guy, the tip that turned me off faster than the other ones were like, the dudes either both someone did this both in the military and then someone who was not in the military did this, but they walked into the bar and they were like a caricature of a fighter pilot. Like they was like, this is what I saw on Top Gun. And so I have to be that person for them to like me. And I was just like, hey man, that's actually like not how I was like, that is literally a dramatic portrayal of how to be a fighter pilot. And I was like, and that's,
is that as you were putting your shirt back on from playing volleyball?
100%, 100%,
double pop
like
collar walking into the bar.
Double popped, and then at the same time, it was just like while I was also recording a podcast about being a fighter pilot in the corner, but but dudes would come in and they would just like I got to tell you guys, like I don't point with my elbows. Like I don't do this. And like all these dudes that are just recent college graduates be like, I heard you guys point with your elbows all the time. And I'm just like, not really. And but that was another one where just like Conan said, it's like you yourself are not a fighter pilot yet. Don't try to be one, and don't try to be what you think one is. Just be yourself, and that's going to be good enough regardless, whether you get the job or not. But yeah, like that was a big turnoff for me. It was like the dudes that came in and were just so over the top about being a fighter pilot. That was just an interesting thing, but it wasn't because like I couldn't tell that they really wanted to be one. It was because I was just like, you're not yourself right now. Let's just go ahead and say the loud part out loud, that you're not being yourself right now. And, we'll see you later. Cause it is a cutthroat world, unfortunately.
Yeah, now go with your story about crushing dreams. I got to jump off in like 10 minutes, but I want to hear this before I got to go.
Well, one of these big rush weekends, and Conan can talk more about it, was just like you'd have these guys, and yeah, for about 6 UTAs in a row, you'd have like 40 people in the bar, and that's just a lot of people. And so I would be going in, like dudes would be going in. Conan had his team, and he'd be like, hey, can we get like 2 or 3 dudes in the bar from this time to this time? That's perfect. But a lot of it was just like you'd go in the bar, you'd get locked in a conversation, then you'd get kind of stuck there, which is totally fine. Like we are here to meet these people, and I also understood how important it was. But I had like 8, 10, 12 rushies like around me, and then as I started talking, some of the things I was saying, like the other group of rushies like started turning their heads towards like what I was saying. And the question was, like, what do you want out of us? Like, what are you looking for in us becoming a fighter pilot? And like, what do you want from us? And my answer, just like right off the top, was, I don't. And I was just like, I don't want any of you. I don't want this to be happening right now.
Yeah, in the group, I had a group around me. Flash had a group around him, and I'm talking whatever, answering questions. And my group just goes, "What?" And all this now Flash had like 30 people surrounding him to hear the rest of this conversation.
And so, but I had a method in my mat. I kind of did like the initial answer, and I was like, "Oh, I got to backtrack this one quickly." I was just like, "But." But like what I actually meant, I was like, I don't, dude. I was like, I don't want you guys. I was like, it is a ton of work to put on a hiring board for UPT, and we have no idea if you're going to graduate. It's like, it's actually the attrition rate. Conan, talk about the attrition rate, mark that down. But like the work that it takes to get someone from off the street to becoming a fighter pilot it's a long road. And our role, specifically the unit that we're in, is to be instructor pilots for the active duty. That is our job. And so overall, I was like, hey guys, it takes us a ton of work to get you to actually fulfill the role that we have been tasked to do for the active duty. So you are not the person we are looking for to hire if we have this resource. The person we're looking to hire is a current qualified F-35 instructor that's already had a 10-year career. Like that is what we were looking for. And that's what we need to fill this bench, because every resource we put towards you is a resource we can't do to fulfill our stated role. And so I was like, so overall, we don't want you. It's like, you're not the actual ideal candidate. I was like, a guy like, actually, yeah, other people are ideal candidates.